The 1990 Stanley Cup Playoffs on Sports Channel America are brought to you by Gold MasterCard. With more buying power and the best buying protection, Gold MasterCard. By Miller Lite's Tour de Light, the bicycle race across America to win America's favorite beer. By Mercury and the full line of 1990 Mercury automobiles. See them now at your Lincoln Mercury dealer. And by Prudential. Come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
With Dale Tal and Pat Foley back in Chicago Stadium, the Hawks have outshot the Blues 24-13 so far in the game. And Chicago leads 3-2. Jocelyn Lemieux opened the scoring for Chicago. Troy Murray had a fluky-type goal, hit him in the back as he was falling and hop up over the shoulder of Riendo and trickle into the net. Gladly accepted by Troy Murray. With the Hawks leading 3-1, the Blues with a 7-minute power play as it turned out. A 5-minute major followed immediately by a 2-minute minor. They managed just a Brett Hull goal in that 7 minutes of power play time.
Brett Hull, who had a scoring streak snapped, he had scored in every game in the playoffs except in game 4 of this series. He was ejected. A 5-minute high-sticking penalty clipped the right eye of Jocelyn Lemieux. Hawks only scored 1 goal in that 5-minute power play in game 4.
Here we go with the third period as the draw is taken by Jeremy Roenick. Got it to Greg Gilbert over the line. He's knocked down by Featherstone. And now the Hawks able to shoot it in. Mike Lawler. There's it to center. Downey puts it right back in there. Now Lawler. Almost pops it up to Lemieux. Or Roenick, rather. Now Lawler wants a whistle, and he's able to fall on top of the puck. It started to turn from bad to worse there for Mike Lawler, and he made the smart play and got a whistle.
It looked like he stepped on some debris. It looked like someone might have thrown something on the ice, and he seemed to lose his balance. There's debris now. It's in the corner. But behind the net, he seemed to step on something and then lost his balance. He's done a good job of recovering and freezing the puck in the other corner.
Just 6 career goals for Mike Lawler. That's not what the Blues got him for. He's been an excellent ad, and I think you touched on it the other night. Just a numbers situation with him in Montreal. They have so many quality young defensemen that they're looking for in the future. They felt that they could make a move with Lawler, and the Blues glad to oblige.
Same thing with Cavallini, Paul Cavallini from Washington.
Now Troy Murray back to the St. Louis net. Fought up the hit, centered it, deflects up into the slot. Creighton couldn't get rid of it, and however, let's see now, it apparently was knocked down with a stick above the shoulder. That's what Kerry Fraser is ruling, and the draw moved back into the center ice area.
Well, the pass from behind the net deflected up into the air. Goulet was there. He swatted at it. He tried to wait as long as possible. Got it above the shoulders. And as soon as Creighton touched it, obviously, Fraser put his arm up. But the backhand pass deflected. Troy Murray threw his body into Zezel, and Goulet swatted it down to Creighton. Well, which team is going to dominate the third period? Game 4, the Blues dominated but lost. In Game 3, the Blackhawks dominated the period and lost the hockey game.
Now the draw taken by Zezel. To Paul Cavallini. He flips it in there. Doug Wilson back. Got a big hit from Amesso behind the net, but cleared it around the boards. Then Hall held it in on his backhand. A shot didn't get through. And here comes Lemieux out with it. Jocelyn Lemieux crisscrossing over the St. Louis line. Shoots one. Got it wide. Wayne Sutter looks for Lemieux behind the net. Paul Cavallini steps in here, but Lemieux held the puck. Centered Sutter, the shot. Shot that one wide of the target. Now Manson. His pass deflects. Taken back by Manson. Here's the long shot. It's blocked by Hull. The race is on. Brett Hull has the breakaway. He's in. He couldn't pull the trigger. Now he shoots both for the save. Great work by the Blackhawks from behind. Bob Murray and Dave Manson able to at least harass Hull enough that he couldn't do what he wanted.
But Dennis Savard came out of nowhere. He hooked him, and then at the last second got him again and enabled Belfour to poke the puck away up into the air. We talk about Brett Hull. They never talk about his quickness, but he's got quickness. But Savard was able to tie him up at the last second after Brett Hull blocked Dave Manson's shot, and he took off. But Savard hooked him, rode him a little bit, sort of slingshotted himself to catch up to him, and then hooked him once again at the last second.
Ron Wilson and Savard to the right of Belfour. Now the draw, near point to Jeff Brown. Banks it around the boards, taken by Manson. He coughed it up. Bob Murray there to help him out, though. Murray up the middle to Savard. He feeds Gilbert on the left side over the line. Here's the shot, deflected over the glass and into the crowd.
Manson overskated, and then Bob Murray made a good play from the right corner. Up the middle to Savard. Gilbert, who missed game 4. Gilbert with 4 goals in the playoffs. Had a plus 28 this year with the Blackhawks. Had a great year defensively and scored some important goals in the regular season.
He's out there with Savard and Larmer. Ron Wilson, Rich Sutter, and Dave Lowry for St. Louis. And Mike Keane, with the last change, has not been upset by this matchup at all. He has every opportunity to switch, but he is like the Blues checking line, trying to go against the Savard line.
Well, the more ice time Savard gets, the more of their defensive checking units out there, the less apt they are to score. Blues will be thinking defense when this line is out there.
Doug Wilson in the Blues zone to Savard. Now Gilbert in the corner. He's tied up. And Rich Sutter has his pass deflected to Harold Schnepp. Schnepp back to Sutter on right wing. Bounced it for Ron Wilson. Skates it over the line on a pick play. Now centered at Sutter. The shot. Belfour rebound. Shot wide. Dave Lowry unable to get the rebound on target. Now a Hawk is knocked down. Bob Murray behind the net. A Blues penalty is on the way. Early in the third period, the Hawks of the power play, and Chicago leads in the game 3-2.
We go above and beyond just like you, above and beyond what we have to do, caring for what's special to you.
I'm a Prudential representative, and what's really important to me when I go into someone's home is to help them save money on their homeowner's insurance, because I know I'm a homeowner too.
Taking care to protect what's important to you. The Rock, the Prudential, above and beyond.
Ed Belfour makes a terrific save on Rich Sutter, and then Lowry missed the net on the rebound opportunity. There's an attempt to get to the loose puck. Lowry hooks Bob Murray. I'm not so sure Bob Murray didn't take a dive, but experienced player gets hooked and makes it look worse. He jumped up after he was hooked, make it look worse than it was, and Lowry goes to the box. And the Blackhawks get their first power play. Their last power play came at 2:59 of the first period. They had a 2-man advantage for 1 minute 32 seconds.
Bob Murray starts Roenick away. Back to Murray, who has room to center ice. He chips it ahead, but not deep, and Paul Cavallini put it back the other way. Jeremy Roenick ahead to Wayne Presley. Presley trying to dump it in. Couldn't get that one deep either. Rich Sutter clears.
You're going to dump it in from the blue line. You got no chance of getting possession because the other winger was stopped dead. Goulet didn't know what to do.
Here's a dump in by Manson. Riendo had a little difficulty handling that. Schnepp's clearing effort got a bad hop. Then he does get it back to center ice. And Larmer turns deep into his own zone. A minute left on the Chicago power play. Roy Murray cranks it around the boards. Rich Sutter bumped by Larmer. Now Savard got it loose to Larmer. Sent it out in front to Yanni, whose shot is blocked. And Oates clears. Yanni quickly back to center. Puts it into the St. Louis end. Coming to the near side, Troy Murray. rebounding with half a minute left in the Chicago man advantage.
This penalty killing by the Blues, a combination of some bad dumpings. Not some able to set up. Troy Murray with a second goal, an unusual type goal that hit him in the backside. It gave the Hawks a 2-1 lead at 4:59. Troy Murray coming off his best game of the playoffs in Game 4. 30 seconds to go on the Lowry hooking penalty. Blackhawks 0 for 2 on the power play, and one of them was a 2-man advantage for a minute and a half.
Now Creighton, Goulet, and Roenick in front. Savard comes out to man the point along with Wilson for the final half minute of the power play. Here's the draw. Creighton won it right to Wilson. Up the board to Roenick, back to Wilson, the one-timer, and a save, rebound right through the goal crease. It went. As Riendo gave up a rebound. Now Savard with a shot. Riendo the save, rebound. Eluding Goulet. Picked up by Ron Wilson. He cleared. Couple of more near misses for Chicago at the tail end of this power play. And now Goulet leaves for Roenick, who steps over the St. Louis line. He's knocked down. A high sticking penalty is coming up on Tuttle. Is it a major or not? Kerry Frazier will have a look at Jeremy Roenick, but Steve Tuttle is gone at least for 2. And it looks like that's going to be all. Yes, that's all it will be, is a minor on the Blues. Tuttle. 15 and a half to go in the third. It's Chicago 3, St. Louis 2.
It is a race from California to New York to win America's favorite light beer. It is the Tour Delight. Here comes the Jamaican bobsled team, Klecko and White, and of course, Run DMC.
Hey guys, I know a shortcut. Follow me.
Well, there goes Woody Harrelson. They all want to win the less filling beer that really tastes great, Miller Lite. And so, it's on to New York.
Canada. All right. What's on the map?
As the Lowry hooking penalty expired, the Hawks had a couple of chances. And then Tuttle got a high sticking penalty on Jeremy Roenick. Roenick cutting in. Was hooked and then swatted to the side of the face by Tuttle. It's Tuttle who was clipped by Steve Thomas, which resulted in a 5-minute power play.
So the Hawks, having just been thwarted on a power play chance, now get another. And here comes Doug Wilson. For Savard at center. He bangs it in there. Roenick on the near side. Moves to the corner. Roenick harassed by Paul Cavallini. Now dug out of there to Larmer. Got it around to the far side. Savard bumped off the play by Lowry. Then Roenick able to hold it in to Troy Murray. Back around the boards. Behind the net is Larmer. Put it out to the far point. Savard across for Wilson. Savard down the deep slot, a back pass taken by Larmer, faking to Savard. Here's his shot. That hit Troy Murray in front, and the Blues clear. Wilson. His pass broken up at center. He'll have to chase for it. Now a minute left in the Hawk power play. Savard. But his speed stolen by Oates. And cleared back into the Hawk zone. Now Presley on right wing and center. He'll drive it into the Blues zone. Rich Sutter back full. Turns behind the net. And Sutter laid it to Oates at center. One-on-one with Yanni over the line. Oates waiting for help. The trailer is Featherstone trying to move up the slot. And now a wrist shot fought off by Belfour. Awkward looking save, but he made it. Here's an Oates steal. Adam Oates to the line. Lallard put it in behind the Hawk goal. Just one more rush for the Chicago power play. Here's Bob Murray in over the line, shooting. Deflected wide by Lallard, held in by Presley. Cleared it around behind the net. Now the Blues penalty is over. Both teams are back at full strength. And the St. Louis penalty killing has been a big factor in this game. Here comes Lemieux into the St. Louis zone. Jocelyn Lemieux's shot sails wide. Wayne Sutter to the corner. Stopped there by Lallert, who took it away. Now a Blues player is shaken up. And Brind'Amour looks as if he may have gotten a high stick. Now here comes Lemieux over the line. Shoots one. He missed the net. Now held in by Keith Brown. His long shot. Tip. Oh, Lemieux redirected it and just missed by an inch. Lemieux behind the net. Digs it out of their centering. Didn't get through. Gilbert back of the goal now. Works against Brind'Amour. His pass stolen by Robertson. Lemieux took it back for Sutter. Nice play by the defenseman Jeff Brown to deflect that pass. Here comes Brett Hull in on Conroy trying to barrel for the net. Centered one. Brind'Amour heels off to the corner. Threw it back into the slot. Conroy stole it there and pushed it back into the Blues zone. Now Brett Hull slides it up the near side. Manson stopped it from over. Then Cavallini feeds Hull over the line, shooting, and it's a rebound. Belfour! He stopped Brett Hull twice, and Ed Belfour continues his fine play. 12 minutes for the third period. 3-2 Chicago as we pause for a regional break. You're watching Stanley Cup playoff action on Sports Channel America.
Have you ever said to yourself, when is it my turn? I work hard, I make good money, but I never seem to catch up on my bills. Today could be your turn if you're a homeowner. Now you can get enough money to pay everybody off, reduce your monthly payments, and have cash left over to fix your home or save for a rainy day. Call Metropolitan Mortgage. Tell them I said it's your turn. Metropolitan Mortgage is standing by right now for your call. From anywhere in Florida, dial 1-800-EASY-YES.
Brind'Amour got clipped by a high stick. Jocelyn Lemieux. The play continued on, end-to-end action for about a minute and a half. Brind'Amour trying to draw the attention of the officials. No one saw what happened. And then as the play stopped, Brian Sutter called Fraser over to point out that Brind'Amour got clipped. That's the third time in this series Brind'Amour has been clipped by a high stick. And I don't think there's been a penalty called on any of them.
Not even a minor.
But after that high stick, though, Brett Hull broke in on the far side, knocked Belfour down with the shot. Belfour was on the seat of his pants, and Hull got his own rebound, couldn't put it under him. Quick pass by Paul Cavallini. Hull all alone on the off wing. Cranked it up. Belfour makes the save, falls back. Hull gets it and shoots it right into the rear end of Belfour.
Eddie the Eagle was down, but he went into the big wingspan spread that time, trying to cover as much of the net as he could. Here's the draw to Keith Brown. Entering it into the Blues zone. Paul Cavallini. Over to Gord Roberts, whose pass is deflected, and Rona keeps it in. Now Paul Cavallini trying to clear it. Did get it to Zezel. Now Momesso. Moving into the Chicago end of the ice. Steve Conroy banks it ahead to the neutral zone. Roberts flips it right back in. Taken by Conroy. His pass deflects. Keith Brown has to cover up in his own zone. He does to Larmer. Steve Larmer steps over the Blues line. Bounce one to Savard, far corner. Center, Larmer! What a save by Riendo! Great passing by Savard and Larmer, as they've demonstrated for the last 8 years or so. Savard's been here 10, but he and Larmer often work like a charm, and they nearly did there.
What a pass. First of all, Savard picked up a high pass from Larmer, batted it out of midair, then cut him deep the corner. Larmer went to the front of the net. Savard just fended it over the stick of Oates, right onto Larmer. Larmer does everything possible but score. Riendo makes the save, and then Cavallini dangerously put it back under Riendo and almost put it in his own net. We're talking about great hand-eye coordination, first by Savard and then the nice pass. And Riendo continues his brilliant play. Meanwhile, Cavallini swatting him. Savard and then Lemieux as well. Every game is better than the last one. It's unbelievable, and every game has been tremendous. This is the best game so far. Intensity level, the pace.
Savard and Ron Wilson now. Wilson winning the draw to Lawler around the board. Doug Wilson keeping it in. The near corner Savard. He's poke check there and Featherstone. Oh, shot it into the Chicago zone. Brett Yanni. Circles the Hawk net. Now winding it up to center. Yanni in full flight, but he'll dump this one in. There's a Savard steal. He center one. Wilson, a shot 2 inches wide by Gilbert. Savard to the line. Bob Murray around the board to Larmer, back of the net. Steve Larmer getting away from Featherstone, trying to battle his way in front. Couldn't. Now Bob Murray, a shot. Riendo stopped it through a screen. Now lost it. And as he tried to shoot, Larmer was dumped, then slugged by Featherstone. And there will be at least one penalty here after Larmer was flipped by Featherstone. He then got a straight left from him. And I think there will be just a single minor on the way here to the Blues. Halfway through this third period. Chicago 3, St. Louis 2.
You're watching Stanley Cup playoff action on Sports Channel America.
America, God shed his grace on thee and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Then Featherstone in the box for holding, and a fan wearing an anti-Featherstone shield. That's what I should be wearing tonight.
Glenn, yeah, nice forehead, Lurch.
The Blackhawks all around the net. Larmer and Savard buzzing. And Larmer tried to cut back out front to get it in front, and Featherstone was able to tie him up. And then Cavallini was involved as well, or Lawler with Gilbert. But Featherstone for a holding at 9:24, the third straight power play of the period for the Blackhawks. Amazingly, the Blues have had 5 power plays, 2 for 5. They had 7 minutes in a row in the second period of power play action. And now the Blackhawks looking to get their first power play goal. The Blues have had 2 goals on the power play. Blackhawks 0 for 4.
First 2 power plays of the game went to Chicago. Then the Blues got 3, 4 in a row, 5 in a row they got. And now the Hawks have had 3 straight. Here's the draw. Wilson at the near point. His pass stolen by Oates, clearing to Tuttle. One-on-one with Savard. He forced him wide. Tuttle stopping, and he couldn't get rid of the shot as Savard did good work defensively. Now Savard starts Goulet away on the left wing boards. He's going to dump it in. Riendo reluctant to come out of the net. Now Ron Wilson got knocked down back of the goal. Presley dug it out. Couldn't move in front. Tuttle steals and couldn't get it past Savard. Along the far board, Creighton dug it out to Presley. Chipped it loose. Creighton had it knocked away by Schneps to center. Now Presley dumping it back in. And it took a funny hopper. Did it slide right under the board?
Stuck over the Zamboni comes out, and there's a little crack there, obviously, and it's stuck right in there. Merrill Schneps amazing in the game he's played tonight. He's been blocking shots, he's been killing penalties, a regular shift besides.
35 years old, his 16th year in the league. Couple of stints with Vancouver. Played in Minnesota, played in Detroit, and now with the Blues. .70 seconds to go in the Chicago power play. Troy Murray out there now with Larmer and Roenick. Bob Murray and Yanni, the point men for Chicago. Ron Wilson and Lowry. Out for the Blues with Snepps and Paul Cavallini. The draw to Cavallini, who clears. Yanni has gotten better as the playoffs have gone on, and he's come through with a good effort so far again tonight. Yanni clears this one to center. That's a good read there to break it up and clear. And the natives are restless as far as the Hawk power play is concerned. 18,198 in the stadium tonight. They've enjoyed another terrific hockey game to this point. Now Lowry in his own end, harassed by Roenick. Paul Cavallini knocked down in the corner. A couple of players battle along the board, then Larmer dug it out. Larmer to the deep slot, hit it to Bob Murray, far point. Gave it to Yanni. Here's circle of Roenick, the one-timer, missed the net. Bob Murray at the far point keeps it in. Deep slot to Yanni. Back to Murray. Here's the long shot. Knocked down by Snepps. At least his fourth shot block of the game, and the Blues clear it.
Troy Murray got hacked in the ankle and limps off as he's trying to stand in front.
A penalty over just as Bob Murray tried to dump it in. He ran into Featherstone. Now back to the net, Gilbert. Yeah, trying to muscle his way in front. Puck is loose. He tried to kick it in. Lines up in the corner, Lemieux. Look, a hit there from Lawler. Now a couple of others join in. Out over to the far side. Dwayne Sutter and Featherstone bump there. And now Lawler corrals for St. Louis. Ends it up the boards. Lemieux kept it in shooting, and he shot one wide. And Featherstone, a diving effort to clear. He can't get it out. Dwayne Sutter got it back behind the Blues net. Gilbert knocked down, then Lemieux came up with it. Lost the handle. And Jeff Brown for St. Louis. Tied up by Dwayne Sutter. Brown looks like he wants a whistle if he can get it. The Hawks with some excellent forechecking here. But finally the Blues able to work it loose to center ice. Steve Conroy has it there. Sends it right back into St. Louis territory. Roberts gave it away to Goulet. Now Creighton bounced it to the line. Yanni. His pass stolen by Gino Cavallini. Haven't noticed much of him tonight. Cavallini over the line trying to walk it front, left it for McLean. And Doug Wilson a good read. Now a shot. Shot just wide by Zazzle. McLean shoots one. Belfort stopped it. Rebound Presley. And he cleared it outside the line. The Blues back in offside. 7 minutes. Well, now a penalty's coming up. Gino Cavallini knocked down after the whistle by Adam Creighton. An absolutely foolish penalty by Creighton. And the Hawks, with a 1-goal lead and 7 minutes remaining, will be shorthanded. It's 3-2 Chicago.
Did you know that even though your 800 service is working perfectly, something could keep you from getting calls? But only AT&T automatically covers you with our 800 assurance policy. Within 1 hour, we can reroute 800 calls to any working phone at any other office, guaranteed. Reliability, another AT&T advantage. Call today about our special 800 offer.
The Blues with a flurry all around the Blackhawk net. The whistle blows. Cavallini started the play with a good rush. Cavallini, after the whistle, flattened by Cavallini, or Creighton, I should say. Cavallini goes to the ice. Creighton goes to the box. A boarding penalty at 12:52. And the Blues with their 6th power play. The Blackhawks 0 for 5. Their power play really has cost them an opportunity to be in control of this game, but a 3-2 Hawk lead suspect here as the Blues have scored 2 power play goals. They're looking to tie it up with 7:08 to go.
Frank Yanni deep in his own end, up the boards, past Oates, down all the way. Again, Zezel, Hall, and Ron Wilson of the Blues power play. Here comes Paul Cavallini to Oates, his point partner. He dumps it in. Back to the net, Larmer pokes it free to Yanni. He's got time. Clears it. Paul Cavallini at center. Now slipped it over the line to Brett Hull on the far side, threw it through to the near corner, and Ron Wilson. Now Murray stepped into him. Now Larmer trying to pry it loose. Unable to do so, and Zezel controls for St. Louis. To the line and Oates. Deep slot to Paul Cavallini. Look to the home run drive. Right on. Belfort stopped it. Rebound Yanni. Knocked down behind the net. Hall steals. Centered to Zezel. Now Wilson to Zezel. And one pass too many maybe for the Blues. It trickles back to center ice. 45 seconds for the St. Louis power play. Paul Cavallini carries it in and shot it around to the near corner. Troy Murray there in his backhand clearing effort is held in by Oates, who fakes, feeds Hull, who cuts for the net, turns in behind. He still has it and lost it to Lemieux. And Jocelyn Lemieux cleared.
Well, the Blues trying to get a little too cute on that power play. Hull waited just too long, and Brind'Amour and Zezel tried to get too cute the other way.
Now Oates steps over the line, turning on the near side. Adam Oates to McLean, clearing it around the board. Jeff Brown keeps it in. Back to the net to McLean. He couldn't field it off the boards. The Hawk penalty's over. Both teams back at full strength. The Blues keep it in there, though. Now it's cleared by Roenick. Back the other way. This will be an icing call against Chicago, and we're down to 5 minutes remaining in regulation time. Chicago 3, St. Louis 2.
A kiss? Not right now.
You really don't want to kiss me.
Dangerous. Very dangerous.
Give me a minute, honey.
Don't let morning breath ruin a good morning. Get Scope. Scope has 2 powerful ingredients to kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Didn't I hear something about a kiss?
Right here. Right now.
Kiss me.
It is time for a kiss.
Scope, the best thing first thing in the morning.
Hey, you. Put that kiss right here.
The Blues, with their 6th power play, failed to tie it up. The Blackhawks kill it off. And not before a few dangerous moments. The Blues trying to make that one extra pass, and it cost them. Sold out crowd here at great Chicago Stadium.
More of the same in what is developed as a wonderful series. Saturday night in the St. Louis Arena. 7:30 Central Time on most of these stations. The Hawks and the Blues in Game 6. And the history books may decide that there have been better series played than this. There have not been very many, though. With the enthusiasm, the equality of the play, and the closeness of the play from start to finish in all games that this series has had. Here's the draw taken by Steve Conroy. Conroy, nice pass to Troy Murray at center, who dumps it in. Coming to the near side, McLean. Couldn't get it out. Gilbert in traffic, jammed it loose to Conroy. Here's the long shot. It's blocked in front. Roenick had a chop at it and whacked it wide. Now Troy Murray in the corner. Murray trying to get away from Robert. And lost it to Momesso. Here come the Blues. Going to be 3-on-2. Momesso steps over the line, chipped it to McLean. He's center. It's deflected wide by Momesso. Now McLean put it in front. And Roberts unable to pick it out of midair. And the Hawks cleared to the Blues line. Mike Keenan had to take a deep breath when he saw St. Louis coming in with a 3-on-2 rush. Now the Blues dump one in. Yanni dumps it right back out. 4 minutes left to go in the third period. Here's a Doug Wilson steal. Got it into the St. Louis end. Jeff Brown. Harassed by Savard, then sends it to center, right to Doug Wilson. Gains the line and put it in behind the net. Paul Cavallini. Almost gave it away. It bounces loose into the Hawks on an offside play. Whistled on the Blues. 3.5 left in the third. Chicago 3, St. Louis 2.
pasteurized. Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its smooth, real draft beer taste, the world is a very cool place. So tap into the cold. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft.
3.5 minutes remaining, which will seem like an eternity for both these teams because every game in this series has gone right down to the last second. Game 1 went down to 1 second. 30 seconds in Game 2, Zezel was stopped. 9 seconds to go in Game 3, Cavallini scored the winner.
Here's Jeff Brown for the Blues. Bank pass stolen by Manson, steps over the line, but Goulet not quite able to clear. The offside whistle blows. The broadcast rights to this game have been granted to Sports Channel America and WBBM by the Chicago Blackhawks solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the consent of Sports Channel America or WBBM Radio in Chicago is prohibited. The Blues trying to avoid being pushed to the brink. They've got 3 minutes and 18 seconds to try to do something about it. And the Blackhawks, in nearly 57 minutes of play, have allowed St. Louis 17 shots. Only 4 so far here in the third period. Hronek with Gilbert and Troy Murray for Chicago. Oates, Brindamore, and Hull for St. Louis. Here's Lowler. In his own end, around to the right wing boards. Hull sending Oates away. Adam Oates steps over the line to Hull. A drive. Belfort, the save didn't know where it went, but it hopped over top of the net. And now the Blues try to keep it into Wilson is steal, feeding Gilbert. Gilbert races over the line and flipped it in there deep. Red Hull, a long cannon shot that Belfort fought off. Almost identical to a goal that the Hawks scored earlier with a puck up into midair that Riendo couldn't locate. It rolled into the goal, barely over the line. That time the Blues didn't get such luck. There's Lemieux in those St. Louis zone. Back of the net to Savard. And it's Savard looking for Semelpa. Back pass in front, just too far for Lemieux. Now Keith Brown with a shot, missing the goal. Taken by Adam Oates. This pass deflecting into the Chicago zone. It's going to be an icing call against the Blues. 2:12 left.
And Brett Hull let that one go from outside the line, and Belfort just got a piece of it. That got there in an awful hurry. Belfort has seen a few of these cannons. That hit him, and he had no idea where it went, and it went over the net. And the Blackhawks were able to clear it. 2:12 to go.
Now Creighton, Presley, and Goulet down there for Chicago. Ron Wilson, Tuttle. The other man for the Blues. Here's Wilson, a long shot, tip deflected wide. That's Zezel playing left wing. Peter Zezel now works his way to center ice and shoots it in. Buck Wilson put it to the near side. Zezel bumping Creighton along the boards. They'll hold it with 1:54 to go.
And Creighton breathing a sigh of relief after that penalty he took to her boarding. That penalty came after the whistle when he knocked down Gino Cavallini. Well, face-offs now becoming ultra important. Blackhawks winning the face-off picture in the first 2 periods.
Meanwhile, an 18-second rest for Brett Hull, and he's right back out there. On with Zezel and Gino Cavallini. A new stick. He's out with Roenick and Gilbert. It'll be Roenick and Zezel for the faceoff. To the left of Ed Belfour, who last year celebrated his 25th, or last week I should say, celebrating his 25th birthday. Now ready. Here's the draw. Roenick won it to Yanni. Bounces it loose to the line. Not out. Jeff Brown had it, then lost it to Roenick. Racing back into the blue zone. He'll just flip it in there. Now in the near corner, Roenick lost the handle. Bouncing free to the near side, Troy Murray. Got it loose to Gilbert in traffic. Hops off his stick to Paul Cavallini. Minute and a half left. Blues clear at the center. Here's Dino Cavallini over the Hawk line. Poke check by Yanni, but he held the puck to Zezel. Cutting right in, shoots. Belfour rebound. Belfour stopped another one. Rebound to the far side. The Hawks clear to center. And Belfour keeps the Hawks out in front. There goes Riel to the bench. 6 skaters for St. Louis. Roenick trying to clear. He did to center. Jeff Brown there to Paul Cavallini. Dumping it in. We're into the final minute of regulation time. 3-2 Chicago. It's in the Hawk zone. On the boards. Creighton poked it loose to Larmer. Going to try for the empty net. Blocked. Nice play by the Blues. Jeff Brown keeps St. Louis in the game with that game-saving stop. And then he shot it into the crowd.
Meanwhile, Zezel has to be talking to himself. He's had some great chances. Game 4, he was outstanding. Hit a goal post and had some good chances stopped by Belfour. In game 2, he was thwarted by Millen with 30 seconds to go. He splits the defense, kicks it ahead, and swats it right at Belfour. Belfour makes the save, and then Gilbert's there to clear it. Belfour was looking to his right. The puck was to his left, but Gilbert was there. All right, Zezel's just got great footwork. His soccer playing days, and he's able to keep good balance and kick it ahead and almost tie it up. But Belfour got in the way of it.
44 seconds left in the third, and a timeout's going to be taken here, I think, by the Blues. Well, I'm sure Brian Sutter wants to give, in particular, Brett Hull a chance to catch his breath for one more push to try to force overtime.
The Blackhawks, will they try to advance it into the corner? They had a face-off in game 3 deep in the blue zone that resulted in the Cavallini goal, and 9 seconds to go. There were about 30-some seconds to go when the puck was dropped in the St. Louis zone. Game 4, Adam Creighton advanced it into the corner to kill off some time instead of trying to pull it back. Riendo will be forced to go back to the net with a face-off deep in the blue zone, just to the right of the Blues net. All right, and ask for better hockey. These games have been tremendous. This is as good a playoff series that I can remember.
Troy Murray, Roenick, and Gilbert on for Chicago. McLean, Hall, and Oates. Well, now McLean going off for the Blues. He'll be the extra attacker when Riendo can get off, I would imagine. And now it's Brindamore, Oates, and Hall out there for the Blues at the moment. 44 seconds left in the third. 3-2 Chicago. The Blackhawks scored all their goals tonight in a span of 2 minutes and 16 seconds early in the second period. A couple of players have difficulty lining up. Kerry Fraser trying to sort that out. Now the draw. Taken by Gilbert. A backhander. Oh, that might have gotten a piece of the post. Riendo seemed to be fooled by that. Troy Murray works the boards, wants a whistle if he can get it. Then Brindamore dug it out. Long feed, just missing Hall. Sliding the length. Yanni is hustling. Touches it first for the icing call.
He just barely touched it. He was hooked at the last second by Hull. Missed it, but got it with a skate. Roy Murray trying to kill off time by racking the puck along the boards after Gilbert's backhand just deflected off Riendeau and maybe a part of the post. And they tried to spring Hull up the middle. It just hopped over a stick. And he hustled. And Yanni and Hull have words. Forces another face-off in the blue zone. Roenick winning that draw. Gilbert getting the shot away on the backhand.
28 seconds to go. Larmer comes on now to replace Roy Murray. Brind'Amour and Roenick will square up for the face-off. And this is won by Roenick to Larmer, clearing it in behind the net. Here come the Blues with 20 seconds left. A lead pass doesn't click, sliding the length. It's going to be another icing call against St. Louis. And a collision with Brind'Amour. And Larmer, as he touched the puck for icing, the Hawks taking exception to that, but not wanting to do anything foolish here. And the Blues just unable to get Riendeau off to the bench for any extended period of time as the draws keep coming back into their own zone.
Well, they're trying that long Hail Mary pass, but every time it's missed. What a difference in faceoffs. The Hawks were totally dominated by the Blues in most of the first 4 games, especially in St. Louis. But tonight the Hawks have turned the favor. They've completely done it the opposite. They've controlled most of the draws.
14 seconds separate Chicago from a 3-2 lead in the series. This will be Oates against Roenick for the draw. Here it is to the Blues. Paul Cavallini just fires it up the ice. Bob Murray had it, chopped it away from Jeff Brown. Hawks clear it. Larmer was not at center. It's going to be icing. The Blues have one more crack. The clock is down to 2 seconds. The Blues will complain. There should be 3, maybe 4 seconds remaining. But they will have one more crack at it with a draw in the Hawk zone.
I don't think Larmer realized how much time there really was there. He just swatted at it, thinking there was less time on the clock, I would imagine, but good hustle by the Blues to get back and still keep their chances alive now with a very important faceoff with at least 2 seconds to go.
And Kerry Fraser just came over to the penalty box area to check with the minor officials. 2 seconds is right. That's what he's ruling, is 2 seconds is all that will be left on the clock. Now is 2 enough time to have to try to shoot it right in, or is there time to win a draw and get a shot?
There's time to win it cleanly and let it rip, especially if it's Brett Hull. We saw it in one of the previous games on the power play. Bang, was in the net before maybe even a second went off.
Well, the Blues now get the 6th attacker out and the chance to run a little interference to try to prevent the Hawks from getting out to the shooter if they should happen to win the draw. And you know who the shooter will be if they can win it. Brett Hull will be poised behind Peter Zezel, hoping for the last-second chance. Zezel and Roenick are going to go for the draw to the right of Belfour.
Brett Hull has shown some leadership qualities in this series. Second to none.
Mike Keenan standing on the boards. Hope he doesn't lose his balance. Now ready. Maybe not, as a couple of players again have difficulty lining up. 2 seconds left. 3-2 Chicago. Roenick and Zezel square them up. Everybody moving early. awesome series. It just doesn't get any better than this, folks.
Great hockey. Every game is better than the next. This has been the best by far. Hawks at a 3-1 lead. The Blues scored on a power play to make it 3-2. Both teams with some chances in the third period. The Blues had a couple of chances that tied up late, namely Peter Zezel. But Eddie Belfour, another terrific night in his second ever start. Two seconds to go. The draw won by Zezel to guess who? Brett Hull. He let it go. He would have had time. And it was blocked. If it gets through, he still had the time.
A scoreless third period. The Hawks with 8 shots in the third and the Blues with 7. 32 total shots for Chicago and only 20 total shots for St. Louis. And let's catch our breath before we wrap it up. The final in another thrilling game from start to finish. Chicago leads the series by the same numbers that they won the game tonight, 3-2.
The overwhelming support of the Baseball Writers of America. They will take their place among baseball's immortals now, and Bob Lee has more.
Plaques record the men, their deeds, their contributions to the game. Both Johnny Bench and Carl Yastrzemski will have their plaques enshrined, both elected to the Hall of Fame in their first year of eligibility, an honor accorded only 17 others. Despite his obvious credentials, Yaz was cautious.
I don't have any say in it, you know. I played 23 years and I don't have a vote. So I'm being cautious about it. I'd be disappointed. Hopefully, I'll be excited.
Still, don't try to book a motel room for Cooperstown this July. Yaz has booked an entire motel, not a room, the entire motel. He did it 2 years ago. He had every reason to look ahead. Yastrzemski, the last Triple Crown winner, that during the impossible dream Red Sox season of 1967. He won 3 batting titles, but he's most proud of joining only Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, and Stan Musial as a 3,000-hit, 400 home run player.
I guess that's one of my greatest accomplishments that I feel in this game. You know, 3,000 hits, 400 home runs. Nobody in the American League ever did it. Ruth didn't do it, DiMaggio, Williams, Garrett, you can go right down the list. They were the Cadillacs. They were better hitters than me. There's no doubt about it. I was like a Chevrolet, but I accomplished it. They didn't, for whatever reason.
Bench may have been the greatest catcher ever. The Hot Stove League may debate that, but never his dominance of the 1970s. More home runs than any other catcher, 389 overall, and 10 Gold Gloves in his 13 years as a catcher. But his role on the 75 and 76 world champions, the legendary Big Red Machine, brings special memories.
Of course, winning the World Series and winning the playoffs and World Series in 7 games back in '76 to beat Philadelphia and the Yankees, just as we did. And the most disappointing thing probably was the fact that we started losing people after that. The trades, the free agencies, that took a family apart.
Now, 336 or 75% of the votes cast were needed to gain induction. You see Bench and Yaz way past that. Bench got the 3rd highest percentage ever, only behind Ty Cobb and Hank Aaron. Yaz got the 7th highest ever percentage. Those missing out, well, Gaylord Perry, who fell 32 votes short. Jim Bunning missed by only 4 last year, but way back this year, Fergie Jenkins and Orlando Cepeda also received some consideration. Now, most of the country would have been quite shocked if either Bench or Yaz would have missed induction, but both gentlemen were, you can say, cautiously optimistic Monday, their nervousness never leaving them until they received the official word.
Hello?
John.
Yes.
Congratulations, John. Jack Lang.
Yes, sir.
Just been elected to the Hall of Fame.
All right.
With the 3rd highest vote in the history of the election.
3rd highest vote?
3rd highest vote.
Oh, my gosh.
Only people that ever got more were Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb and
Henry Aaron.
And Henry Aaron.
Yeah, I know that.
God, that's pretty good company, isn't it?
Yeah,
neither one of those were catchers, were they?
Yeah, you know, they're showing Ruth, Williams, Mays, and Aaron, Amusio, Mano, people who I grew up idolizing, and then as a player, something you don't think about even the past 5 years, really not until the past week that I started thinking about it.
By the way, the Hall of Fame game at Cooking, a brave comeback from a bout with Hodgkin's disease to start this season. Two sources have revealed to the Associated Press that Nelson's condition is no longer in remission. One of the sources said Nelson was already undergoing chemotherapy, but the second source said Nelson had not started treatment as of yet. After missing all of the '87 season, Nelson came back after radiation treatments for the cancer and actually started this year. But he played in only 9 games. He suffered an ankle injury that really hampered him. The Giants have called a news conference for Tuesday, but have not specified its nature. Now, with about 2 weeks to go before Super Bowl 23, it's now time to let the hype begin. However, it's not quite hype to note that the Bengals and 49ers were the best in each conference this season. Bill Patrick reports on an aspect of the Bengals game that's overlooked and on an aspect of the 49ers game that simply can't be.
Yes, we know all about the vaunted Bengals running attack. Ickey Woods and his patented shuffle have seen to that. And we're certainly aware of Boomer Esiason's exploits this season in leading the Bengals to the #1 ranked offense in the NFL. But it's been the Bengals defense that's really made the difference thus far in the playoffs. They have truly stolen the spotlight in this run to the Super Bowl. 2 weeks ago, the Jungle defense completely shut down the running attack of Seattle, holding them to just 18 rushing yards. And yesterday, it was pretty much the same story against the Bills. They picked off Jim Kelly 3 times and held Buffalo to 45 rushing yards. This is a defensive squad on a mission.
Well, I think the one thing that really boosts us up is, we read the comments in the paper and you hear things on the news about how our defense is not playing that well. And, I made some comments about how when you come in at halftime, go back out the second half, you just feel like the game's over. You just want to go home and relax. And when we came out second half today, it wasn't no feeling like that. There was nothing like that at all. And we just played as hard as we could play.
Defensively, the Bengals have been a different team in the playoffs. They've surrendered a total of 23 points in 2 games, a total of 63 yards rushing in 2 games, and they've held the other guys under 10% on third down conversions. In other words, right now, the Bengals are hitting on all cylinders.
You don't get into the Super Bowl unless you've got a good, solid team, offense, defense, and special teams. And maybe ours didn't peak until the season had gotten underway, but it's peaked now.
Meanwhile, in San Francisco, one of the major stories there has been the resurgence of one of the NFL's top tandems, Joe Montana to Jerry Rice. After a subpar regular season, which saw Montana and Rice hook up only 9 times for touchdowns, the two have gotten reacquainted in the playoffs. 3 times they clicked for touchdowns against the Vikings, and twice on Sunday in the sub-zero wind chill of Chicago's Soldier Field, which led to the start of a long off-season for the Bears.
They kicked our ass. Anybody that tries to tell you anything different, they're a liar.
Just keep getting sweeter. I mean, the more you go to, the better the feeling. And you know what it's like to be there, and you know what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks, and it's just full of excitement. And I'd like to keep getting those rings if we can.
It's my first one. I feel like right now it's a great feeling, but it's one game to go. And if you don't win that game, it's all forgotten.
And we've talked about the marvelous turnaround that the Bengals made from last season to this, and that turnaround was capped by Sunday's AFC Championship win over Buffalo. That's why head coach Sam Wyche is our sports person of the week. Everyone around Cincinnati wanted his head last season. Now everybody wants him to stick around. Bengals 4-11 last year, 14-4 now, and Super Bowl bound. Sam Wyche, who throws the Gatorade back at his players, gotta like that. He's our sports person of the week.
Sports Person of the Week is brought to you by Niners in Super Bowl 16.
I think we're a lot better now. I think we're going to go. I think we're going to do it.
It's like history will not repeat itself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The Bengals are just going to run all over them.
The Niners are favored to win Super Bowl 23 in Miami, January 22nd. Fred Hickman, CNN Sports.
this programming note for you before he begins his hardcore Super Bowl game plan. The Bengals quarterback Boomer Esiason will take time to talk about this most valuable player season.
New York Rangers had all the trends in their favor going into Monday's game against the Devils. New York was unbeaten in their last 7. They were unbeaten in their last 8 against Patrick Division teams, but it all ended against New Jersey at the Garden. First period, Rangers ahead 1-0 with a man advantage, but Doug Brown with the steal. Skates by Tony Granato. Then Brown feeds Claude Loisel on the 2-on-1. He scores his 6th of the year. The Tide had won the first of 3 unanswered Jersey goals. Second period now. Brendan Shanahan a bit bloody. That was a high stick by Kerry Wilson. It got him the heave-ho in the game. So the Rangers a man down, but Sean Burke, watch the mistake, comes way out of the net, slips down, and in Brian Mullen puts it in shorthanded to tie it at 3. Later in the period, Mullen gets it to Kelly Kissio, who moves in and scores on the quick shot, his 2nd goal of the game, 4-3 New York. Now the Devils tied it up. Then in the 3rd period, John McClain with the shot. Van Beesbrook will make the save, but defenseman Joe Cirella right there on the goal mouth sweeps in the game winner, his 1st of the season. 5-4 Devils. The Rangers' unbeaten string stopped at 7, and the loss left New York tied with Washington for 1st in the Patrick. Elsewhere, Detroit cooled off Montreal 3-2. Dave Barr's 3rd period tally won it for the Wings.
And I'm sure you might have missed something too. But with a cure, here's John Fricke.
Funny things you find on the ground at the Hula Bowl in Hawaii, isn't it? Oh, looky here, a free football. Louisville's Deion Booker scooped up the loose ball and turned a fumble into a 21-yard gain. Hey, you ever seen a golfer get mad? I mean, really ticked off? Jay Haas, toss that putter. Yeah, and the ball. Whew, he's hot. Hey, you, Roy Marble, relax, bud. The refs are going to let you shoot, even though you weren't the guy that got fouled. The con job helped Iowa beat North Carolina. Makes you wonder who's in charge. You? How about you? Anyone here? You responsible for that yawning guy with the god-awful hat? And speaking of awful, small game at the Bears game. It kind of makes you wonder if the fans really are nuts. Says here they are, so okay. If you think this is nasty, watch the check on the guy in blue, Richard Crom, drilled. Or the Calgary player, number 6, kisses the boards. Maybe Washington's Jeff Courtnall got it the worst. And you, Mr. Linesman, out of the way, eh? Take a seat, striped man. Did you see this goal? The Kings goalie sure didn't. Watch it go off the glass and deflect into the net. Shoot little jumpers, forget trying to jam it. Tom Hammonds of Georgia Tech didn't listen to his coach, a stuff that simply wouldn't fit. But worse was UCLA's Pooh Richardson, long range, no range. Bombs of the weekend, Sean Sykes of the University of San Francisco. And Isaiah Thomas, time winding down, in the lane, a brick, gets it back, looks for the three-point line, makes a fake, double clutches, and hits the shot. All of that, though, second to the Knicks' Mark Jackson, inbounding the ball off a clipper, a live ball that Jackson picks up for about as easy a bucket as you can get. All this scoring has the scoreboard gremlins a-going, and basketball wasn't alone. The glitches even hit the NFL playoffs.
Please shut down the game clock. It's confusing to the players. It's inaccurate. Please shut the clock down. The official time is 8:23. The clock is malfunctioning. Please turn it off. It's confusing to the players.
All right, it's off. Confusing. The dance steps to the Icky Shuffle aren't so bad, not especially if the mother of Bengals coach Sam Weish has them down. But sit back, the Super Bowl's yet to come. I'm John Fricke, CNN Sports.
All right, now to close things out on this evening, a new shot. You know, the North Carolina State Wolfpack has the newest in uniforms, and our staff has come up with the newest name for a shot. It is commonly referred to as the sky hook, but when Manute Bol rings it up, it has to be the space hook. Check it out. Manute is starting these days in place of the injured Ralph Sampson, who's still sitting it out on the Warriors bench. Manute posting up about 16, 17, move out to about 18 feet and fire it up. Why not? Fire it down. The guy is 7'7", 7'6", something like that. Watch when Manute Bol throws it in, folks. It's not the sky, it's the space hook, and it's also our play of the day.
Play of the day, brought to you by Budweiser.
Against his old Oiler mates. Let's go to the action now. That's Oral Hershiser, the Bulldog with the baby Bulldog in the crowd. Oilers scored first, shorthanded goal by Mark Messier. Puts Edmonton up 1-0 in the first. Now tied at 3 later in the third. Marty McSorley puts in the go-ahead goal from the slot. It looks like the Kings are going to win. Watch the reaction. Yeah. But the Oilers have been coming from behind all night long. Glenn Anderson. Watch the Matador defense. Where is it? It's nowhere. He scores his 11th. That sends the game into overtime. 2:20 in, though. Mike Krushelnyski and Wayne Gretzky, the former Oilers, team up to beat their old mates. Gretzky 4 assists on the night. LA wins at 5-4. They hold on to second place in the Smythe. The Kings 3 points ahead of the Oilers now. They snapped a 5-game winless streak. The Oilers only had 17 shots on goal. And we'll have more from the NHL a bit. Coming for Bengals quarterback Boomer Esiason. The NFL's top-rated passer was named the league's MVP on Tuesday by the Football Writers of America. Esiason, whose Bengals primarily ran their way into the Super Bowl, was on target when he had to be all year long. He beat out Roger Craig and Randall Cunningham, and he gave all the credit to his Bengal teammates.
Those men back in Cincinnati are the reason that I'm here today. I just wish that Schick would be able to change the MVP to the MVT, the most valuable team, because I really believe that without the...
Watch Mark Skadian all alone against Glenn Healy. Beats the goaltender on the stick side. Nicely done. Edmonton on top 1-0. In the second period, it's a 2-1 Los Angeles game. The Kings break out. Shorthanded Wayne Gretzky to Tim Waters. Back to Bernie Nichols. Right there he tips it home, and it's a 3-1 Los Angeles game. The Oilers would break out 2-1 in the third with the Kings leading 3-2. Jimmy Carson to Yari Curry. He puts it between the goaltender's legs, and it's a 3-3 game. Tied at 4 in overtime. The Oilers give away the puck. Gretzky right out in front. The game winner there. Mike Krushelnyski lights the lamp. Gretzky with 4 assists on the evening as the Kings win this one 5-4. Gretzky was very pleased with the performance against his old team.
Happy to win because they're a great team. You know, they're a championship team, and when the chips are down, when the pressure's on, they're still the toughest team in hockey to beat. They play well under pressure, and it was a big win for us.
Also on the ice Tuesday night, it was Hartford defeating Winnipeg. The win pulls the Whalers to within 1 point of third place in the Adams division. The Islanders and the Penguins skating. The Islanders apparently needing some kind of divine intervention on this night. First period, Islanders have the 1-0 lead. Penguins on the power play. Coffey feeds Mario Lemieux. He cranks the slap shot past Kelly Rudy. His 44th goal of the season. It's a 1-1 tie. Third period, the Penguins leading 2-1. Cunneyworth takes the pass from Coffey. He gets to the blue line, rips the shot. He felt this one. He just knew he had something behind it. He gets his second goal of the night, and it's a 3-1 Pens lead. Later in the third, the Penguins again on the power play. Lemieux and Coffey playing give and go right there. Lemieux with the shot past Rudy there, his 5th hat trick of the season, helping the Pens to the 5-3 decision over the New York Islanders. Islanders won 19-0 when trailing after the second period. As you can see, they are not a good closing team. Minnesota and Philadelphia skating. The North Stars against the Flyers at collision in the second period. Bullard skating backwards. Watch him just completely run over the goaltender, John Casey. Lays him out. He was okay, though, after 2 or 3 minutes of resting there on his back. North Stars with a 2-1 lead in the third. Bullard leaves it for Rick Tocchet, who lights the lamp to tie things at 2 right there. 47 ticks later, Kantner to Derek Smith with the great second effort. He slaps it in to the open net. What an effort there. Final score goes Philadelphia's way by that 3-2 margin. Get that off of there. Let me show you the other score. It was Washington and Quebec knotted at 4-4. The Nordiques lost a 4-1 lead in that one. Now for the best action. It certainly is a treat each and every night, we guarantee you. It's the play of the day, and it comes from the Hawks and the Bulls. No, it's not Air Jordan or the human highlight film, but a worthy winner for sure. In the first period, late, Chicago's Bill Cartwright misses. Antoine Carr rebounds to little Spud Webb. Watch Spud down the court. He throws up the prayer off the glass. It's answered. Yeah, nice play from that angle. But let's go down onto the court. Let's slow it down. Watch Spud. Nice crossover dribble. And the big bump. He throws it up off the glass. It falls. And Spud Webb earns our play of the day.
Gives it to Lemieux, and he scores, beating Kelly Rudy. 1-1, Lemieux's 44th goal. Little extracurricular activity here. Jay Caulfield and Mick Vukota exchanged some words at the face-off, dropped gloves. The two had words in the penalty box even, but there was some peaceful, divine intervention. Pittsburgh's divine one struck again. Coffey to Lemieux. He rips it past Rudy for number 2. 4-1 Pittsburgh, and